That's
like,
how you negative.
Yeah, and speaking of like terrible things that happen. Hey everybody, welcome to the Angry Cuddles podcast, episode 260.
260.
My name is Steven. With me as always is a crowd-funded something. I don't know. I got a
crowdfunded car.
I was so close.
A crowdfunded cow?
I normally write the shit down.
Crowdfunded car.
It's crowdfunded.
That's
crowdfunded car. We'll get to that. Joining me today is DJ Pikachuck, Byronic Commando, also known as Chuck. Will Roth.
Hey, I
frontman for the band Moonlight Native.
I donated to that crowdfund. It's a big mistake.
Didn't see a fucking...
I got shit out
Didn't
of
see a return at all.
And at the end is Calvin Cameron, streams under the name Corporate Cal.
Hello.
And
that was a very creative intro, by the way.
Don't remind me of it.
This is not
This is Chuck, and this is what he does. This is Will, is what he does. This is Cal, is what he does. Fuck
Yeah,
off.
this is our last show at Will's house, so take it in. Take in this couch and our shoulders and all this stuff.
And Sky and Kyra, to answer your question, yes, I've started playing Psychonauts, and it's a lot of fun. I'm like in the process of it, so I have started.
I get to play video games again this week. I'm so fucking stoked.
Did you take the week off work?
No, I just I got it all back. I got moved. We went this last weekend. Chuck and I went north to Oklahoma.
to Alaska.
Was it cold?
We go north.
Was there a
the rush
wall?
is on.
It was
fucking beautiful.
It was perfect. It was like 78 and warm and sunny during the day, and then like a crisp 68 at like after sunset. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Funny story about
that. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Caldane, who's actually in the chat room right now. Say hi, Caldane. Caldane actually got married at that compound.
Yes, yeah. And in between the trees, I was shown the two trees that need a hammock in between them. What the fuck?
A John hammock.
Yeah,
two trees. Yeah, you hammock that shit.
Why don't you get a hot tub hammock? There's a thing.
Oh my God, is that real?
It's a real thing. There's a hot tub hammock.
Huh.
Hot tub blank will immediately get his heckles up.
It's like a single to two person hammock.
There's a floating hot tub that you can rent.
Yeah.
Like that goes
My
out
story
in
has
the
been
lake
derailed.
or in the ocean, or whatever. It's like a boat that's a hot tub.
Yeah.
I want to fucking do that.
I
so
feel
hard.
like I would be drowning.
That's like a podcast, actually. Just give Hammock a mic, get him drunk, throw him in a hammock.
Hammock in a hammock with ham hocks.
Yeah.
What?
Anyway.
So they got married at that place that we were at, and the rehearsal dinner was apparently just Alanis Morissette ironic. Rain on the wedding day.
Yeah, which is not at all ironic, but yeah.
Actually, the next day they were getting married, and then the weather immediately cleared up. Now, did you notice?
Do you know any of the other marriage stories for any of other the viewers that we can go through?
No,
Like,
actually, I don't.
Scott, have you proposed
He's
to
not
anybody?
married.
Oh yeah.
Did you notice what time the weather cleared up on Saturday afternoon?
As soon as we got there.
As soon as everybody got there,
As soon as the AC
weather
showed up,
immediately
clouds broke, sunlight came through.
Oh, Caleb's trying to do something. Here, let me get all that out of here.
But we did. It was essentially a podcast meetup. There's like is Angry Cuddles, Red Six, the Golden Corral, Chicks with Flicks, Good Trash Media, Planeswalker Asylum,
and lots of booze
and more.
Wow.
And
a
so
lot of people.
Next week you'll see the next week's podcast is called "What's the Greatest Game in the World," and we got everybody to pitch in on it at varying stages of drunk. On top of which, Caldane had set up this brilliant sort of podcast area outside, so we're like out, like podcasting and stuff, like out in this. You could get out and go record a show.
Oh.
Our webcams are set up like normal because we have a video podcast, but because they're not big-ass studio cameras, I think a lot of people didn't know cameras were there. And I made an announcement. Like, I tried to announce, like, by the way, we're going to be doing video down there. If that bothers you, like, don't come by. But, like, so when you guys are watching next week, there's just, like, there's drunk people walking in and out. There's just shit happening all over the place.
People have knocked this shit over and around.
Oh, like, wow!
Yeah, it was super fun. So
that's hilarious.
But on the way back, my car broke down.
Oh shit!
So we left.
Broke down.
Instead of we were gonna crash the night and get up and leave the next morning.
Yeah.
But that nighttime came and there were just a couple of external factors, and we're like, it's probably best we get on the road now. Also, I'm not sure my car's gonna make it back. Because the check engine light came on our way up there. Like we were maybe an hour and a half away from there, and so we just got there. On the way back, we get to like Windstar, and it just
You should have just stayed and gambled.
pulled over to the side of the road. I was like, actually, yeah, like in other circumstances, it would have been fine, but we had like our draft and stuff last night. So
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, I got to get back, and also this is going to cost $1 million, and so I didn't get home till 6 a.m.
Did y'all get a tow truck?
Mhm.
That didn't. I hope.
It was not cheap.
No.
It was not cheap to
If
take
you
it
would like to
78
see-
miles towing it from there to
Did you-
Fort Worth.
I guess you don't. Yeah. No, that sounds terrible.
It was shit.
Shark did a comic on it.
Yeah, we showed up in Hedgie Hates this week.
Yeah.
As a result.
Oh, fair enough.
Mostly because she was the third party in the car.
Yes, it was me
So-
and Shark and Jukebox Jonathan. James
Oh,
Wheeler.
very nice.
So did you guys get to play anything lately? Anything awesome?
Nothing awesome. Nothing special. Just League.
What have you been playing, Will?
You know me.
Witcher, I
So-
guess.
so-
No,
ESO.
man. I'm just waiting for you boys.
Yeah, this Wednesday. This Wednesday you still good for you?
I am so good.
Okay,
This
excellent.
Wednesday.
How's this Wednesday sound
Right?
for you, Chuck?
I should be up for this Wednesday. I mean, I'm not going to have a whole lot of opportunity to play video games this week anyway. Like, I canceled the stream for the week because I've decided to focus that time on studying.
Okay.
Studying.
What are you studying?
Studying, yes.
What are you studying?
I am going for licensing and accreditation for substitute teaching in Fort Worth.
Hey, fantastic.
Oh, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
A shaper of young minds.
When the usual shaper is gone for the day.
Right. And then they get fucked up Chuck. To be like,
Yeah, my name's Chuck.
listen
You can
here.
call me whatever the fuck you want.
Can you come
Lord
in-
knows what you call me behind your back anyway.
Chuck comes in.
Can you act
My
like
name's Chuck,
Chris-
and I like to fuck. And all the kids fucking
You're
scream.
fucking accredited.
Get this man to classroom right now. He totally belongs surrounded by a bunch of 13-year-olds.
I just
So-
want you to dress up more like the Chris Farley and yell at him not being in a van down by the river so they don't change their
Oh, you
life.
could do Matt Foley.
Yeah, you could do Matt
some
Foley
motivational
completely.
speaking.
Motivational speaking.
No, I don't want to do Matt Foley.
Is it typecasting?
Yes.
Is it so obvious? You want to do something a little
I
more clever
want
than
to.
that?
I want to be Keating. You know, I want to be Holland.
You want to know one of the best TMZ videos I ever saw?
Oh shit!
I'm dying to know
Oh,
the best
shit.
TMZ video. you ever-
Here we go.
I thought you'd never fucking ask.
It was okay. You remember when Notorious came out, where the guy was
Notorious.
playing Big?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the guy who's playing him is like walking out of an airport or something, and like one of the guys from TMZ goes, "Hey, you know, whatever his fucking name is, hey, so and so," and he like goes, "Huh?" And like turns and he goes, "Be careful not to be typecasted, dude." And then, like, just walks away. Like, the guy's just left standing there, like, oh.
Actually, that's something that I'd like. I'd like
That's
you to do
fucked.
a Will Roth paparazzi cast where you do like a video podcast where you just go follow people around and yell shit at them like
And just-
Lost Boys
Yeah, and just find
and
celebrities.
just see what they do. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I always run into celebrities.
Yeah,
I
no, they're
always do.
attracted to you. Like,
Well,
just come-
you are the one asshole on this couch that's been on national television. So yeah,
That's true.
wait.
Wait.
No, that's true.
None of us are.
you
No,
only
that's
wish
true.
you've been on national television.
That's in your
Steven.
dream, Steven.
I
That's
don't.
true.
I don't wish it on anyone.
I'm sorry, guys.
Is it nerve wracking?
It's a curse, man.
What?
Just because you got to hang out with Kesha, you think it's a curse?
So let me ask you guys,
Yeah.
what is your favorite indie game? Do you have one? Do you have much experience with them?
I would have to say currently. I'm a
No,
big,
and the term independent is somewhat nebulous here. Typically it's for a small or independent person,
Yeah.
specifically not funded by a big studio, but like outside, investors.
Right.
Something like that. But it's still sort of nebulous. Like if it's one guy, it's independent. If it's one guy that made a game and Sony publishes it and pays him for it, it's
Still
not
in-
really independent anymore. But it
it's
still
still
kind of is.
yeah.
right.
And so, give us a,
Well, then definitely, it was a MMO, super indie called Night Online.
Oh, you mentioned this
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
And holy fuck, that game. I mean, I played that from like sun up to sundown and then back to sun up again. Like I was obsessed with that fucking game, and it was a shitty MMO, like a shitty
Was it
fucking
free to
MMO.
play?
Oh yeah, absolutely, totally free to play, free to download. Like I mean, but it was just. I think part of me, it's like it's all I had.
It's
sure,
amazing how much bullshit you're willing to put up with when you know you're not paying a dime.
Oh, for sure.
Game Guy says Risk of Rain, and I should
Risk of Rain is a good one.
Could have known that.
Yes.
Journey.
I would say
We're gonna see Journey.
Hotline Miami.
Yes.
And yep, we're gonna get there too.
That's a great game.
What about you, Chuck? Was it one of the ones you sent me earlier, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can get into the
totally
into the visuals now.
What do we got here?
So first game.
I've heard about this.
This
I had friends, big fans of this game.
Bastion.
Oh, this is Bastion.
This soundtrack. Also, the guy who voices this.
Is this loud for the viewers?
No.
This is.
No, I have it mixed.
This is the only voice. Well, okay, scratch that. This is one of 3 voices you hear in Bastion. You hear this guy a lot, the narrator. Everybody talks about how much they want Morgan Freeman to narrate their life.
Right.
I want this guy to narrate mine. And I think you can actually get him to narrate a League of Legends.
What?
I think so. Like he has done, he has done custom narration for a game in the voice of the old man from Bastion. And I wish I played that game just so I could hear this guy's voice.
This fight looks intense.
Steven, give us a little background on what's going on here.
Okay, so Bastion is a single-player game. It's hard to describe. It's this sort of isometric view action game, and it has sort of RPG elements to it as well. But you wake up and your world is falling apart. And
Literally,
so as you walk, you create the world around you. So this is an example of the combat, and it's a very combat action-y kind of heavy game. You have a hammer, you have different rifles and bows and arrows you can use that are good for different situations and stuff like that. But basically what you do is as you progress through the world builds around you, and you solve puzzles and fight shit, and sort of learn why and what happened, why your world's falling apart as you're trying to keep it from falling apart altogether.
The soundtrack actually helps really tell the story on this one too, because it starts out, it's a very organic sounding, like you hear like this, it really sounds like the soundtrack to Firefly, right?
Okay.
But as you get closer to your nation's enemy's capital, the music starts turning more synthy, and also you see these really bright colors that you have here. They stay bright, but there's a lot of blues or a lot of reds now, and then eventually it'll shift to blues too. So they use all sorts of elements to like really tell the story of what's going on around you.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's only 3 voice actors in this game, and frankly, there's really only 1. The only time you ever hear the other 2 is they both have their own song, and then they mash them up together during the end credits, and that's it. You only ever hear that one guy. So this game really sells you on just how lonely you are.
And the voice acting, if I remember right, is only the narrator.
It's just, like I said, it's just the narrator plus those 2 that have the song, and that's it. If you get the ability to listen to the soundtrack, or you can just ask me for it, I strongly suggest you do.
Okay. Yeah, and Bastion is one of the more polished indie games. Like one of the indie games have come a long way, and especially since like, you okay?
I was
licking
my lips, and then I just ended up licking the microphone.
Straight up licked the microphone.
Wow.
Sorry, I felt really gross about it.
Yeah, you should sound
I was
gross.
like,
Instantly kind of looked at
what is
myself
he-
like, ew.
what is he doing?
What am I doing?
It's terrible.
I'm just fucking eating the mic.
Bastion was one of the first games that I played when I sort of realized that my computer wasn't great.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like a gaming PC or anything.
Right.
And so I'd go to Steam and I would just sort of download indie games because it could run them.
Yeah.
And Bastion was one of the first ones that really I really got, because Braid came out way before Bastion did, but I didn't get to Braid for a long time.
Yeah.
I actually didn't like Braid, but mostly because I didn't feel like thinking during the time I was playing it. So yeah.
Don't feel bad about your gaming PC, Steven. I played Morrowind on a E-machine.
You did?
On a,
Wow.
Did you hate yourself?
on like a minimum.
No, he hated his computer. Was
Like
what he wanted.
that sounds terrible.
But it
I want this
actually-
E-machine to
it
die.
actually,
did it
ran-
click at you too?
No, it ran it. It ran it, and I ran WoW on it. I played like a lot of games on that E-machine,
Actually,
randomly enough.
let's see. Minecraft, I guess, is technically an indie game.
Yep.
It was
I
when
love
it started. And Dust and Elysian Tale, Sky and Kyra mentioned. I meant to mention that earlier, but you're right. Absolutely.
Dust and Elysian Tale is pretty, very fluid.
Yeah.
The art style just kind of put me off, though.
Well, there's
it's a little too cartoony for me.
There's an indie game that's getting thrashed pretty hard right now, and that's that Mighty Number 9.
Or are people ripping it?
Oh,
no,
dude.
They're ripping it several
It is
new
a piece
assholes.
of garbage.
That's a shame.
Damn. You want to know what?
That's a real
And
shame.
it was a Kickstarter, too, or something. Crowdfunded.
My favorite indie game, probably of all time, though, is Angry Birds.
Fuck you, Will.
I'm just kidding. I hated that.
I
Fuck
will
you,
destroy you.
No, actually, but before Rovio sucked. But before Rovio sucked,
Yeah.
I did play the shit
Were
out of
you,
that
you
game.
were a
though.
birder?
I'm not like I made sure to 3-star everything,
Oh,
and
God.
then
Yeah, and then
that was it. But all the expansions and it, Star Wars and stuff like that they came out with, I didn't.
Yeah.
I
fucking
can't believe
bother
they
with.
made a movie. Like, how low do you have to get to make a
fucking did.
How much do you have to hate
I didn't
yourself?
even think about that. Steven, don't you ever been to those bastards? They made a movie. Fuck them.
Don't you ever been to Disney? They made a movie.
Yeah.
Right, but
we like Disney.
this one is one we just mentioned, Braid.
Can the viewers see this?
Yes,
I almost wanted to tell you just then, like, jump.
Steven, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's coming at you.
No, but the art in this game is beautiful, and the soundtrack again is quite great. Right now, what you're seeing is the thing where makes the platformer somewhat unique. Is that when you hit the trigger, at least on the 360 controller, it reverse time.
Every world in this game, the time does something
Wait, it
different.
reverses time?
Yes.
The-
So
the first world you play in, you have a button that will allow you to reverse time. But then, like the next world you go into, if you walk forward, time goes forward. But if you try to backtrack, time goes backwards.
Yeah.
So this is like a stylized Mario
yes,
in Spanish?
and this
For those of you who
This
don't
is,
read Italian, that said, "I'm sorry, but the princess is in another castle."
right. But the
Probably, yeah.
But
No,
you collect
that's-
puzzle pieces as you go through, which is sort of the collectible in the game, and you put the puzzle piece together to unlock more levels, right?
And to also unlock more bits of the story,
Right.
where you realize that your character, who is supposed to be, saving the princess, could very well be saving somebody that doesn't want to be saved.
Right. You might not be the good guy.
Yeah.
And also there is a really cool story that goes along with it. It's a little twisty, so
Interesting.
I like the style of it.
Yeah,
it's
looks like a
very
super
hand painted
Yeah.
kind
very
of style for it.
stylized
I'm into it.
Mario.
It kind of reminds me of like a weird side-scrolling Golden Sun.
But-
yeah, Golden Sun was
Golden Sun.
amazing, wasn't
It
it?
was. You guys have any
Wasn't it?
suggestions? I'm looking for another Golden Sun.
Another
I'll
golden sun.
be, I'll be a golden sun.
Yeah. Will you be my Golden Sun?
Yeah.
Praise
Oh.
the sun.
Let's see. We have this guy mentioned Super Meat Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say
Oh.
that too. I had
Super Meat
I had
Boy's
that listed
fucking-
over
I
here.
actually watched that whole
But-
documentary on Super Meat Boy.
Oh, the indie game,
Indie game.
the
Indie game,
movie, yeah.
which also
It was
goes over
And has-
Braid and,
and
our
Fez,
next one, Fez.
we're going to do in
For
a
sure.
second here. But that movie that was first of all really good.
Yeah.
But do you remember the scene where the creator of Fez is at the con or at the expo, and the only way that he can show Fez to people is if his partner signs off on it, but they've had a
Oh.
falling out, so he's sitting there
Yeah,
set
dude.
up, spent up all this money, not knowing if he's even going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
That was so fucking intense. I thought I was going to
know.
cry.
Because, like, had it been me and, like, I needed somebody's signature and he was being such a prick about it, I might have just fought him. I might
Oh,
have,
just
like,
straight
beat
in
the
a
shit out
brawl.
of him. Yeah.
I would have put
Yeah.
a pen in, like, break his arm, put a
Yeah,
pen in his
and, like,
hand,
forced
and
him to
force a
sign
sign.
it.
Like,
Oh my
Fuck
God,
you.
Robotical Nick, thank you. Papers, please. Holy shit!
I was-
How did I forget that one?
yeah, papers, please.
Oh,
Yeah.
glory to Arstotzka. Oh, glory to Arstotzka.
By the way, after we do discuss some of the old ones, have you seen some of the trailers for the new indie games coming? Did you look at the GameCon releases at all, Steven?
I don't know if it was on the Gamescom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw the list, but I know that one of the ones that I'm still looking forward to, kinda, is Cuphead, the Disney-style animated platformer that we saw at E3 like last year, but also this year.
What was that one with like the old school Steamboat Willie art style?
That's
that
it.
creeped
That's
you the fuck
Cuphead.
out? That was
Yeah,
it?
that's
Okay.
Cuphead.
Yeah, the playstyle looks weird,
Oh,
by the way.
dudes, I don't know if you heard. Steven, this might upset you. So, Resident Evil
Mm-hmm.
You just go.
Yeah.
So the new VR.
Be nice.
Well, they tested it with like a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
And all of them got sick.
Really?
They fucked something up with their VR.
I am already 100% behind this.
But this is from a technical standpoint, not from a scary standpoint.
This is from a technical standpoint,
Yeah.
but also they said it's like extremely frightening. Like to the point where it's almost just like unsettling. Like you don't want to be.
I like this already.
Yeah, so it could be really cool.
I like it already.
Everybody got sick because something they didn't match up something, so it like just fucking
Disoriented the shit out of people.
Made
Made them
everyone
barf.
sick. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's happy. Robotical Nick's here. I'm happy. Robotical Nick's here.
Hello,
Oh,
robot.
and
Game
of
Guy
course, Sky and Kyra drops Undertale.
Yep,
Thank you,
Undertale.
Sky and Kyra.
Which I still need to get to. Like I hear I've heard people say it's life changing, and that may be overselling it a bit. But I've heard people say that it is.
Nah, I can kind of see it.
What about Fallout 4?
Oh yeah, that's the
you.
greatest indie game of
Great
all
indie
time.
game.
God
And
damn.
obviously.
Fucking
Bethesda. I mean, they're trying. They're a
I
startup.
can't. I'm not mad at Bethesda. I just wished Fallout 4 was better. Actually, Cuphead. Game Guy says Cuphead's a bullet hell type of game. I thought it was more of a platformer, or maybe
It is. It's a
blend
platformer
of those.
bullet hell.
But, huh.
What do you consider a bullet hell? Just a.
Anything where like you have to pinpoint, like on the screen, where your movements are very specific. Usually they're done with shooter, like plane shooter types of games, like R-Type and stuff like that,
Yeah.
where it's like bullets are just waving at you, and you have to, either use your items at the right time or just scoot in between them or whatever, something like that. But Pong, best indie game, first indie game, for sure.
That's actually, I mean, all of the old Nintendo games and everything were made with groups of like 7 or 8 people. Like the first Final Fantasy, I think, was made with like 5 people.
Was it?
I think so. I mean, it was definitely made with at least 2, but couldn't have been any more than that.
Okay, that makes
Or
sense.
much more than that.
The next game that we have, we're going to show you guys, is a little game called Fez.
Oh, it's
And-
another game with an amazing soundtrack.
Fez, a platformer, 2D, but it's 2D/3D.
Oh,
nice
wow.
timing.
You use the bumpers to pivot.
Oh yeah.
So the game is in 3D, and you have to see what's on each side of things.
That's really.
So you literally spin the world around you at will.
that's
Right.
actually really cool.
And it's cute as fuck.
It's
Look
cute
at this
as fuck.
thing.
You got to give it to these indie creators. They create this little game that has really just one
much.
little selling point that makes it so different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then all of the success went straight to Phil Fish's head. And now he's a raging asshole.
Game Guy just said, Fez, a great game made by a loser. Yeah.
He's a
I
whiny
can't remember his
little
name, but he's a
crybaby.
fucking
Phil Fish.
turd. Phil Fish, thank you.
Like,
yeah.
he got so fed up with the Twitter community. He's like, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to quit Twitter and stop work on Fez 2. Like, okay.
Yeah, but also he didn't just do it. He announced that he was doing it as if people were going to be like, "Oh no, we're sorry, Phil Fish. Come back and make Fez 2."
We love you, sir.
Because the world can't survive without this.
Well, I can't survive without it. This game is adorable.
And I actually, full disclosure, actually never played Fez. I watched it though from beginning to end.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the
That's a long-
girl I was dating at the time played all the way through it, and it was
She was
super.
just as enamored by the
Oh
art.
yeah, she loved the shit out of it.
Phil Fish stick.
You know,
Fish sticks all in your mouth.
I got to play a tad bit of an indie game this weekend.
Yeah.
I got to play No Man's Sky.
No man else's sky.
And dude, that is I finally figured it out firsthand that is a piece of shit of a
Okay,
game.
you know for a fact
I
now
know
that
for a
you've
fact
Yeah,
hands-on
that is a garbage fucking game.
Okay.
Like, my God.
I didn't.
Wow.
I didn't
Yeah.
invest in it because I was like, it's lonely.
It's not a $60 game. I will say that
No.
right now.
Like, I walked into my buddy's apartment to pick them up to go to South Padre, and their roommate was playing. And I walked up and I go, "So how is it?" And he goes, "This is the worst fucking game." And he was just like sitting there like pissed off playing it. I was like, "Oh, let me try it." And
so
I mean, it was so bad.
I was thinking about getting a PS4
Yeah.
for No Man's Sky because I mentioned last week or week before, I didn't feel like I was lied to. Like I knew what it was fresh.
Right.
I didn't have the hype train behind me.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I just want to sort of endlessly explore. Even though if there's no variety, I just want to go out and do my own thing, just peaceful, blah, blah, blah.
And that's what No Man's Sky does.
Yeah, and so I was going to do that and spend the money on the PS4 and the game, and then I was like, well, what other... I was looking it up, and someone said, "Have you considered Elite Dangerous?" Which my brother has been trying to get me to play for weeks.
And me,
What
and
is
fucking
Elite
anybody
Dangerous?
else that's attached to him at Facebook.
So it's sort of like it's a 1-to-1 ratio recreation of the Milky Way galaxy,
And it's No Man's Sky for adults.
yeah, like for grown-ups. And it's not very intuitive. Like it's fairly realistic, and like you have your ship and stuff like that. There's not any. You're in ships all the time. You're either in a ship or you're in a rover. They are about to introduce the walking on foot thing, where you can become a crew and you can also do piracy.
So it'd be multiplayer.
You can jump.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's got
actually,
multiplayer
okay.
now. It already has that.
So it's already better than No Man's Sky.
And so, Skycar says Starbound is better than No Man's Sky.
I
And it
still
looks
want
way better
us.
than No Man's Sky.
I still want us to play Artemis.
Yeah, I'm still down for Artemis. If they add in the patch stuff that they're doing for 2.2 with the crew and stuff like that in Elite Dangerous, we might be able to do that in that. Not that I would need Elite Dangerous. Like I'm not trying to shun Artemis or anything like that. But
Look, what game can we play that we can be a space pirate crew?
Artemis.
That all of us can play.
Multiplayer
Artemis.
after the next patch,
Keep
Elite Dangerous will
excluding
do
me
that
from games.
because you can board other people's ships and combat them and take their shit.
Oh, boarding other people. Fuck that. No.
You don't.
No,
board
I
other
want
people?
us to be a bridge crew. God damn it.
Why I see Bridge Crew, I don't feel like it'd be as fun.
You don't like working together with all of us? What the fuck are you doing here?
No, I mean I do. I just don't want to be locked in a room. I'd be like, I'd be the one like out exploring shit. I'm like setting up the side base.
Yeah, you'd be our scout.
Yeah.
Fine, I guess.
So the next one I've never played, and it's because I'm a fucking baby. But Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, man.
Would you consider
Scott Coughlin.
since you're on this type of game too? Since it's a scary game, would you consider Slenderman?
I've only
Yes.
heard of it, but I haven't
The
at all.
the SCP series, I think, is indie too.
So the way Five Nights at Freddy's works is that you're supposed to survive 5 nights, and each night you only have a certain amount of power. And as you flip through the cameras, those mascots move about the establishment.
Yeah.
You only have a certain amount of power. You can only do certain things at certain times, and you're basically just trying to stay alive.
And if the
You don't
suits,
move or anything. You just watch and like shut doors and stuff.
the
at the
suits
right time.
are programmed to recognize things without their suits on. So if they see you, they just think you're an exoskeleton without a suit. So they just shove you into a suit.
So they just murder you.
Right.
They murder the shit out of you.
But I'm not convinced that the person playing this game really knows what they're doing.
Which is good because you're probably about to get fucked.
They seem to.
I mean, there's Chica.
It is creepy as shit, though.
Yeah.
I will
If he
tell you
hops
that.
back over, be prepared for a jump scare.
Game guy's right though. This game had 87 too many sequels.
And yes, you will be bombarded with random flashing images.
Yeah.
There was also a story that went through all of the games, and as you played more games, you realized more and more of the history behind Freddy Fazbear's Funhouse
Yeah.
or whatever.
So if they get close, you have to shut the door or something?
Yes.
And that's what the light does. You turn on the light, and then you'll see them.
Oh!
Now, see, I watched Markiplier's.
Yeah.
I watched Markiplier's playthrough of this.
So
What-
he died. Yeah.
And what's cool about this one is you have the 5 nights, and then you have a 6th night where they take everybody and just ramp up the difficulty. And then if you get through the 6th night, you get night 7, where you can control the difficulty yourself. So the big thing is turning everybody up to max difficulty and just getting the shit scared out of you every 15 minutes to the point where you're dead inside and it no longer registers to you.
Oh, wow.
The yeah, it's the kind of game that I like respect that it exists, but I'd never fucking touch it.
I would respect the people that played through it all.
Now, the game you're about to do is one of my favorite games.
Oh,
Okay,
this
so
fucking
The
soundtrack.
soundtrack alone.
Oh my God,
is
the
an
soundtrack.
amazing soundtrack.
Yeah, I've been really wanting to see this game because you guys talk about it a lot.
Hotline Miami's
Really?
soundtrack is...
No. I started from the very beginning
Yeah,
because
it's-
again, you're losing a lot of the soundtrack by skipping through all
but
that.
he's trying to show
I have
game
them
content.
set up to very specific things because it will show off
The game
a good
itself,
portion of the
how
game.
you play
Oh,
the game.
that's
the
what those
combat,
numbers are.
as opposed to like us sitting here watching an intro and not,
Okay.
we can get right to the meat of the game. But I think we said we're talking about Hotline Miami. Yeah, I play games. Thanks for joining us. You look
Welcome.
weird with those mics.
Well,
I mean,
That's what we do.
Well, we're weird.
They
We don't have a studio
They
yet.
look
man.
like microphones.
no,
should
they
we-
don't. They look like
You've hurt
dicks.
Will's feelings.
They don't look like mics, man. They look like dicks. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, the mics are actually in our shirts. These are robot dicks that we're
These
about
are,
to just
yeah.
go to town on.
We don't even need these. We just like to suck on them.
We all of us at Angry Cuddles have oral fixations, and that's that's how
Let's
we
talk
do.
Hotline Miami.
Yeah, so hey,
Please, yes.
Hotline Miami
Yeah.
is a top-down view murder
Everybody
simulator.
shut the fuck up and listen to this. Why is it so fast?
Because trust me. Here we go.
There we go.
Okay.
So this is a murder game, huh?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you're trying to figure
This
out...
is true murder simulation.
What-
Like
it's
this
one-
is basically Drive the video game.
Okay.
It's one hit, one kill, though.
Yeah, if they
And
hit
what-
you, you're dead.
Not
period.
not exactly one hit, one kill.
So you plan out what you're
dope.
doing
Pretty cool.
on the
And you,
map.
and you use the doors
You
and
can,
everything
like,
to your advantage.
knock guys
You can
over.
hit
You
them.
get weapons, and it is
Oh,
for
he
like
shot.
a top.
Yes, that's right. The fucking door blocked that shot. I can't tell you how many times this happened to me in this
This
map.
game is
Yes.
gory as fuck,
It's
dude.
top
That
down.
looked
It's super
awesome.
fun. If you have a crowbar, you can you can bounce it off the wall to kill somebody
Yeah.
type deal.
You can like
Now-
if you go in, if you have a like if your gun runs out of bullets, right,
Uh-huh.
and someone comes around the corner, you can throw it and it'll go boom, and knock them. So you can go up, grab them, ride them to the ground, and
Yeah.
then smash their fucking brains
now,
in.
now
That's pretty
also
cool.
And now here's one of the most 80s songs. Oh, they skipped the chapter complete thing.
there's different masks you can find or collect throughout the game, and
And
it
they all
changes
do
and it
different
gives
things.
you perks. Like different perks, like certain
Extra
the,
ammo,
The
you
dog
run
mask
faster.
will prevent dogs from chasing after you.
There's one that
Uh,
shows you where all the secrets are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's one that actually gives you a particular weapon, or ones that operate different weapons better.
but the soundtrack alone is
Oh
is,
fuck!
is
Like,
amazing.
thank God for this soundtrack.
And it picks up whenever the big fighting starts to happen and slows down. It's like very.
So you guys,
intuitive.
you like the game, huh?
No,
Yeah.
dude.
It's fucking-
They
No,
love
no,
it.
I fucking hate it.
I hate
the
the
game.
goddamn game.
No, it's
I-
not that this was the first game I ever streamed or anything. No, absolutely
Right.
not.
I love like my two favorite genres in video game is like stealth and murder simulator, and in
Murder
that
simulator.
in that murder puzzle, not murder simulator, murder puzzle. If I go into an area, so like that's why I love Hitman so much, is I need to figure out the best way to kill these people and get out. And there's usually stealth involved in that. But the way that Hotline Miami does it is really cool, and it's quick. So you'll like go bent, screwed, died, didn't work, and then you just sort of cycle through and
Right.
and try
that
different
happens
things.
Yep.
a lot
You die a
in this
lot.
game.
And
you
can,
really do.
You can plan out like a perfect run. Like I'm gonna golf club this guy,
And you have to do it-
shotgun,
and you have to do it
turn,
fast.
and do it. Or you can just be like, I'm gonna run in and grab that guy's shotgun, pull out, and then wait for them to come to me and gun them all down.
And the AI is amazing
They're
too.
pretty
AI's
smart.
Like if you do even one thing stupid,
You're fucked.
you are fucked.
Like the final boss fight is hard.
I actually haven't even beaten it.
yeah, I play games that mentions
hard.
the impossible quiz. Is that a
The Impossible Quiz is a Flash game, and most
Oh.
Flash games
Well,
are
it's an indie game.
Are indie games.
Yep, that's
The
true.
Impossible Quiz is also bullshit.
there-
Just bullshit right on my hand so I can throw it in your face.
There are a couple games that I've left off this because I haven't played them yet, and I want to talk about them specifically another time. But the Stanley Parable and the from the creators of the Stanley Parable, the Beginner's Guide is I've heard is wonderful.
And then also the
So-
one with the extremely long title where you're the guy in charge of the special effects for a live show.
What?
You haven't heard about that one?
No.
It's like Dr. Something and the Tiger and the something something and something.
Nope. I completely don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Oh, it's
Dude,
it's love. Oh God, here's another. I'm gonna jerk off to the soundtrack.
the soundtrack to this is so beautiful.
I never played this game.
Just
You're
shut
a
up, just shut up and
PlayStation.
listen.
You're a PlayStation guy, Cal.
I
I'm
am.
gonna put my mic down.
How in the world did you not?
Get this game? I don't know.
I'll try this up for you guys.
Maybe I'd like it. I just hadn't gotten around to it. Is that
So, the game, I guess you'd call it, a platformer. I guess. but it's really just like this is the beginning of the game. You've just started. It doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't nothing at all. You see the mountain off in the distance, and you just go.
Is that like Mecca?
You just journey, and other people that are journeying may show up, like actual online other players.
Oh, so this is like an online playing game.
Yes and no. They just show up. You can't talk to them. You can't communicate with them. What you can do is you can sing. You can make like a, like a note.
Huh.
And so you wander around, and sometimes you'll see other people on their own journey. And the longer your journey is, or the longer that you journey, your scarf becomes longer.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to play this game so bad. I've never played it before.
Is it?
It's beautiful.
How expensive is it? Like,
$15.
15. Oh, that's not bad at all.
15. It's short. It's a short game. You'll probably do it in a couple of sittings.
Half the joy of this game is the replay value, though.
But
you get to go and help other people on their journey.
Yeah. If you see someone else, you might be... I mean, you can do everything on your own.
Right.
But you can, if you're in an area and you see someone else there and you've been there before, you can be like, boom, like ping. You can't communicate really, but let them know there's something over there or whatever.
Huh.
Whether it's a collectible or the way to go. And this is the kind of game where... in games when I play games, I get really frustrated. Not if it's hard or if I can't do something, but if I don't know where I'm supposed to go, I get really frustrated.
Yeah.
But there were times in this game where I felt that I didn't know exactly where I was going or what I was doing, but it was all just...
It seemed a part of it.
Yeah, that was the point.
And it kind of goes back to the multiplayer thing, too. Where
Bring up your mic.
Your mic check.
I'm sorry. I'm just sitting over here zoning out to this.
Yeah.
They want you to go back and play this game, not just with other people, but for other people. They want you to come in and help people through their journey and help build their experience.
Yeah. Game Guy says if you get all the collectibles, you get a white robe. And then also says, I love listening to Chuck's penis while he talks.
He's got a lot to say. What can I say?
But the next game before Journey, these developers did a game called Flower, I think.
Also beautiful.
Yeah. And Flower was just you're a pedal on the wind, and that's it.
Watch how you soar.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they're doing another one that we saw at E3 this year, the sort of underwater one, I think, right?
What?
I may be thinking of something else, so forgive me if I've got my information wrong. Undertale, yes. Yeah, I play games.
The second time Undertale has been dropped
Yep.
here, and I'm just like...
But for sure,
man,
like I have not played Undertale, and I very much want to.
It's such a pretty
I need to get back
game.
to streaming
That's
Undertale.
very-
I got to get my computer working.
And he mentions Geometry Dash. Have you heard of
Is
Geometry
that like
Dash?
Geometry Wars?
Geometry Wars is a different thing.
But it's a great game.
Like
Geometry Wars is good.
My first thought when I hear Geometry Dash is something like Bit Trip Runner.
Yes. There's actually, and there's a game called Hyperlight Drifter that I really want to fucking play because it has a sort of an 8-bit sort of Hotline Miami kind of aesthetic. But I'm told that if you're a Souls player, this is gonna scratch your itch, like because it's fucking hard and sort of in that original Legend of Zelda-y kind of hard.
Well, I just checked out.
Now, it says both have awesome soundtracks, Undertale and Geometry Dash. Have you heard the soundtrack for Undertale yet?
Yes.
Do you agree?
It is very fitting to the world. I very much like it.
Yep.
Although I've tried listening to it on its own, and there are only a few tracks that I can like enjoy in and of themselves.
Another honorable mention that I want to throw out there, guys, is FTL.
Fucking FTL.
But I can't show it to you because it's so fucking like there's nothing to see. It's so fucking boring.
Yeah.
You have basically an overhead map of a ship, and you're just determining where people go and what they do. Like you make decisions on, it'll tell you you've come into this system and you're, doing this, and there's a pirate ship or there's another ship out there. They've raised their shields. What do you want to do? Do you want to try and hail them? Do you want to fucking shoot them? Mm-hmm. And then you choose what energy goes into what system. If you get hit with something, you have to there's a fire. You can get the fire. You can keep the fire from spreading by venting that area of the ship into space,
Oh, wow.
But you can also
if you
get rid
open
of
the
bad
vent,
guys like that,
You can get rid of bad guys that way, but if you got crew in there, they're going to be out. So you want to move people around, and you're doing ship management. So if you want to be the captain of a ship,
That's kind of cool.
it's very point and clicky, but
that's another one I want to stream. I've been trying to stream, and I can't never get it to work right.
Game Guy has titles for the that game company: Flow 2006, Flower 2009, and Journey 2012,
which we just showed.
Okay, yeah, I thought there was another game that reminded me of Journey then that they announced at E3 because I remember the person being underwater and having there being like swimming things in the ocean that he was sort of hiding from. Do you know what I'm talking?
I remember what you were talking
remember
about.
We saw it.
Does that have something to do with Tide?
Maybe.
There's another one that like that a new indie game that's coming out called Neptune Flux that seems interesting.
Command and Conquer. Not.
I thought it was
not indie
CNC
games.
Music Factory.
Or did you mean? Well, you gotta play games. You mean Command and Conquer?
Dance now.
Thank you, Chuck.
You're welcome.
But let's see. Okay,
I'm totally gonna get TOS for that. Aren't I?
The next one.
A heartbreaking game
is a game made by a father about and for his son who had cancer, and it's called That Dragon Cancer. And I've never played this game, but I have talked to people who have bawled their goddamn eyes out.
Yeah. I bawled my goddamn eyes out. And you won't see it here because it's further in the game, but
it's more interactive storytelling. So, Game Guy, you're probably not going to like this game.
So it's just telling a story.
It tells a story, and you do tasks. Like, you do things in
Just to
the
hear the
game
story.
as the story progresses around you, correct?
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no different outcome.
And
It's always the same.
absolutely
Seems like
not.
they've taken audio from like home movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is actually voiced by the guy who made the game, also voiced by his wife, who plays his wife, and voiced by their younger son, who is the older brother of this child.
Interesting.
But
he got a lot of people invested into this game.
no, Game Guy, it wasn't Fee. It was something else. I thought it was like it may have been a PlayStation exclusive, but
This would break my heart.
yeah. This,
Oh, wait until you get to the hospital scenes.
Why would I do no? Like, there's nothing about that I would just be like, man, I'm gonna good for a good cry fest
It's
right now.
Like, for instance, the
rough.
This
one
doesn't
scene
feel like
where apparently one of the Kickstarter levels that they had for this was, if you donate this much money, I will put a message to whoever loved one in a card. And then there is a scene where his son gets a card, and then you turn around and you see all of these hundreds and hundreds of cards, and they're in like 15 different languages. You have no idea who any of these people are. Most of them don't even have names attached to them. You just pick them up, and you can feel every fucking gut punch as you read these cards. It just hurts.
Game Guy's trying to figure out the game that I'm thinking of, and it's not Absolver. I mean, I saw the screenshot that you sent. It looks like Journey. It plays like Journey, and then it had sort of stealth elements to it with other creatures. Like, one of the things looked like a pillar, and then it turned out to be a creature. And
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Okay.
I can't remember.
so you know what he's talking about.
I know what he's talking about. I just don't remember the name
so
of the
you're
game.
just like Steven right now.
Yes.
So
Now you're in my boat.
It took-
At least you're aware
I,
the game.
I,
is
I
being
thought he
made.
was just pulling shit just straight out of thin air, and then he started talking about. There was the one that was like primarily purple, and then you had all the animals like singing to each other, and then the animal, like the one that you were playing as, could learn all the different songs and dances of the various animals, and then you could use them to communicate with each other.
Parappa the Rapper.
I gotta believe.
That was a great game.
It was, man.
Yeah, Play Game says, what about Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PS2? Not an indie game,
Not an indie game.
but it was fun.
But a great game.
I
Would you
saw-
have considered the
But it was great. It was great.
what's it called, Monkey, the Legend of the what is that,
Monkey
Island.
Monkey Island.
Legend of Monkey Island.
No, it was LucasArts.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's not an independent game. It is, probably a small dev team.
Oh, speaking of a game that'll make you bawl your goddamn eyes out.
Okay,
I
so
want those games,
Here we
Chuck.
go.
I'm gonna.
I don't want to be sad
You know what?
playing
I'm
video games.
I'm sorry. I'm the guy that
this
enjoys a
one.
fucking story when he plays a game.
Oh,
Okay.
I
So,
enjoy story.
Chuck, I want you to explain to me what
So
To the Moon is.
this
This is called To the Moon for those
This
of you.
is To the Moon, and right now you see those two scientists back there. They're not actually they're only corporeal enough. What they're doing right now is they're interacting with certain objects in this particular memory because they're right now in this guy's head, and then this memento unlocks a pathway to another memory further back in this guy's timeline.
I like this puzzle system.
And you'll see it over there on the side. You got current, then you got ideal, then you got overall. It's like just a little thing. You don't necessarily have to beat those scores. You just need to solve the puzzle, and then you can move on to the next.
So the game is sort of RPG style, right?
It's very much RPG. It almost feels like it was built in an RPG maker.
Right.
But
yeah, that's what it looks like.
Con Argal, I think, just built this thing from the floor up, and it's him and like maybe one or two other people.
So it moves like a 16-bit sort of RPG kind of game.
Very much
and
16-bit.
There's a lot of dialogue and story and some puzzle elements to it, but it's mostly exploration and puzzle, and then those puzzle things, right?
Right. As you explore. You have to explore because
Sky Kyra says, "Oh my god, this game!"
Right there up top, that's like
right.
all the different stages in his life. Important elements happen there. What they're doing is they go into the minds of the people who are like just about to die, and then grant them their one wish. And this one guy wants to go to the moon, so they go into his head and they try to rewire his memories
to make him think he's gone to the moon.
He's gone to the moon.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it actually.
Wow, that is really fucked up.
Like that's like
It's very Vanilla Sky.
very
Yeah.
Sky.
that's real dark, dude.
Abzu, I think that's right, game guy.
It gets,
Abzu, was that underwater game?
I don't remember the name.
I'm gonna.
Like, why would you go and just fuck with somebody's memories? Like,
Because
'cause they want
that
that.
old man paid him.
Yeah.
Paid
what
these two to
movie
do that.
with Arnold
I think it might be
Schwarzenegger?
Abzu.
Total Recall.
Yeah, it's like Total Recall.
No,
Yeah.
it's like Vanilla Sky, where the dude was about to die anyway, and he's in a coma.
Or
Well,
sort
still.
of the opposite of Eternal Sunshine, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Right.
yeah, where they're trying to erase memories. They're just here trying to create. It's almost Inception.
Inception.
They're trying to fabricate memory. Yeah, it is Inception.
I think we've listed every movie about memory alteration.
What else is this like?
Memento. Why the fuck not?
Why not?
Yeah, well,
Because it just bounces around on the timeline.
you saw the
Deponia. Oh
you
Jesus!
saw the college humor about Memento, right?
No.
You need just look it up after this. It's about it's pretty vulgar.
Of course it is. It's collegehumor.com.
Yes.
Also, Deponia. No.
What's
no.
Deponia?
It's a mouth-based video game.
Deponia is
A
almost
mouth-based video game?
No, that was my quote to the college humor thing.
Oh, okay.
Deponia is essentially Friendship is Magic, the MMO, almost.
Okay.
Like, okay.
I mean, I don't have. There's not a draw for me there, but I can see why someone would enjoy it.
There is zero draw for
I got nothing but love for my bronies.
Well, that's unhealthy.
And then Game Guy has another.
You know what's unhealthy is watching the entirety of season 1 of Friendship is Magic.
Yes, yeah, Abzu is exactly it then, because there's the. Let's see, I'm going to pull this up for you guys so you can see it.
But
this is the one I'm looking
like
at.
Third person Subnautica.
It's a third person sort of, the style reminded me of Journey, and this is your character that you play through. There's, a Subnautica underwater kind of aesthetic through most of it, I believe. But anyway, yeah. Thank you, Game Guy. You totally figured it out.
And Sky Kyra's about to correct me.
It's a point-and-click adventure game.
I thought it was an MMO, man. But it is definitely horsey related.
Thanks for fixing it, Sky and Kyra.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Sometimes we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
That's right.
All I know is I've heard of it, and it had pretty magical horses. I was like, no, I'm out.
Guys, if you haven't yet, make sure you follow us by clicking the little heart button at the bottom of the screen, and don't forget to check out our social media at the top of the screen. The last thing that we do, and the last fan can at Will's place ever. Unless
Fight to the death.
unless we come back. What, like us?
You're gonna see that there were gladiatorial combat at the OKC podcasters meeting. Catch us next week. We will have live video of that. There was a climbing wall. I climbed it. Nobody else here on this couch did.
Okay, so real quick before I get to the fan can, I was the fucking diva while we were there, because they're like, get in the pool, man, let's get in the pool, and I was like, I don't want to get my hair wet. Because we have a video fucking podcast we have to record today. Like, climb the walls. Like, if I climb the wall, like, I'm gonna have to either climb down it slowly, or I can't fall back because it'll get water, and the blue will just come right out. And so I felt like the biggest fucking douchebag.
John Hammock had product in his hair too, and he had zero problem showing off his cowlicks in front of a camera. All right?
No, John Hammock, he did it like a pro. I I was the diva. Anyway, the last thing that we do on the podcast before we say goodnight is we go to the fan can. The fan can is just random questions about anything asked by you guys.
You take a dump. You can take a dump in the fan can on Twitter or on Facebook. Just ask us a question, and it goes in the can.
At Angry Cuddles, use the hashtag fan can. Ask us literally anything that goes in the can. We pull from it. And put your purse down and play with the rest of the class. Thank you, Game Guy. Yeah, it totally felt like that. It's like, guys, I love you. I want to swim with you, but I have to be pretty.
I'm going to use that from here on out. Thank you so much, Game Guy.
Oh, this is a good question from, I believe it's from Mike. Can you name a video game developer that you respect?
Yeah, I'm going to look up his name, but I can't.
BioWare.
Levine?
I'm going to cheat.
Levine?
Oh, you said BioWare. I thought when you said BioWare, I heard BioShock, and I was trying to think of the creative director of BioShock. Irrational Games would be the developer for BioShock. BioWare. You respect.
Yes. At
Mass
least
Effect,
the writing team.
Dragon Age. Yeah, that's a good one.
They have done a lot in terms of like gender fluidity and sexual identity respect and multiculturalism. They have done quite a bit with that. Oh, what is this?
Oh, we're taking a look at...
this is Deponia.
At Deponia. Yeah, it looks like a LucasArts point-and-click game for sure.
I completely had these
Steven,
mixed
I got
up.
mine.
You're totally right. I'm sorry. I was thinking of Legends of Equestria.
Anyway, so Chuck, yours is BioWare.
Mine is BioWare.
Mine would be Koji Igarashi, who created Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
Symphony of the Night.
Castlevania.
He respects power.
Yeah,
I
and you can
respect
answer this
equality.
in terms of like a developer, like the name of a developer. He didn't specifically mention like a development team or anything.
Yeah,
like
I just said the entire writing staff.
So, yeah,
of BioWare.
however you want to.
Well, I thought you specifically meant like a
however you want to answer
creator.
it. Totally.
I mean, if you want names, it'll be the Doctors Greg's.
Will, is it Sean Murray? Is it
Phil Fish?
Yeah.
Is it Bethesda?
No, it is. It is. I know I gave Bethesda a lot of slack last week.
Yeah,
but,
during the rant.
Yeah, but I love Bethesda. They gave me my greatest series of games that I've ever played.
And you know, I'll sort of bash on them a little bit myself, but even so, they make the games they want to make. Like
Right.
they put, say what you want about them, they don't just cash in.
Right.
Like, okay, yeah, this, eighth one, let's go, whatever.
Yeah. The thing I think I respect about them the most is they allow people to create the story that they want out of their games.
Right.
And that's what I love the most about Bethesda.
Game Guy says the Behemoth. What's the Behemoth make?
I don't know.
Is it Risk of Rain?
If it's Risk of Rain, that's the
Daft Punk? Daft Punk?
Is Daft Punk? I'm going to Google the Behemoth real quick.
Naughty Dog is great too. I'll agree with you.
Naughty Dog
is good. Also,
good
excellent writing team.
Yeah.
Who's the writing
Naughty
team
Dog.
for? Oh, that's probably Naughty Dog. But who's the writing team for the Uncharted series? That
Naughty Dog.
Oh,
Dog.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The Behemoth did Castle Crashers, Battle Block Theater, Alien Hominid.
That's what I thought.
So
Tom Fulp. Okay, Tom Fulp launched something when he did Newgrounds. Newgrounds just
I
was
love
amazing.
Newgrounds.
So Tom Fulp, in and of himself, he is a respectable thing.
Is
but,
Newgrounds still around?
Oh yeah, Newgrounds is still doing its thing.
I want to say
Didn't know.
Suda 51, but
You talk about making games that you want to make.
but I can't
Why not?
because I don't know that I respect him. I think I just like him. Because after Killer 7, like the other games are still like fun, but they're fucking like Shadows of the Damned. I liked it. I just don't know if it's like respect worthy, like
Lollipop Chainsaw.
Lollipop Chainsaw. Oh, James Gunn.
Was that game garbage? Right?
Lollipop Chainsaw?
Lollipop Chainsaw is
is
fantastic.
good. No, it's a good ass game. Great soundtrack. It's directed by the director of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, and Jimmy Urin's in it too, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's one of the bad guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a slick ass game. It's a good game. I think I do respect still in his complete insanity Hideo Kojima.
You know what? For all the insanity that you think he has, nothing adds up to the insanity of what they're doing with Metal Gear now. I'm sorry.
We're doing a webcomic about it, and I don't want to spoil the punchline of the webcomic, but
Wait a minute. What are they doing with Metal Gear now?
but I'm gonna Metal Gear Survive. Now, they've taken in
Yes.
Wait,
Remember
what?
that feeling.
in Metal Gear Solid 5 when the outer heaven or whatever big shell gets destroyed before Big Boss goes into his coma. One of the I'm not fucking making this up. One of the soldiers gets sucked into an alternate dimension where there are zombies and other shit that he has to form a team to try to survive.
It sounds like a bunch of.
And this
So-
is something that
and this
Kojima
is-
has nothing to do with.
Nothing,
right?
because this is Konami's first
Right.
Kojima-less Metal Gear game, and it is the biggest fuck you to Kojima I have ever seen.
So it's a zombie survival game.
Yeah.
Hey.
If they just
Hey,
said
what if it's like really good though?
so, no, the thing is, it might
you
be
know what?
fantastic.
Random Access Memories was an amazing album, but it's not Daft Punk.
But
Metal
yeah,
Gear Survive could be the greatest game ever. It doesn't deserve the Metal Gear name.
it could be super fun.
Yeah,
And
what if
the
it's
thing
really
is they put the Metal Gear name on it. And this is the thing that gets me. It is a fuck you to Kojima. It is fuck you for whatever it is they're pissed off at him for.
Yeah.
But it's also a fuck you to every Metal Gear fan they have. So you know how I said they were burning all their franchises to the ground, Castlevania, Silent Hill, and all those, you know?
Yeah.
They decided not to burn this one to the ground. They decided to force fuck it
Yeah.
and then burn it to the
Well,
ground.
They decided
You know-
to reanimate its corpse with marionette
What
strings.
if like
right.
I know everyone thinks Kojima's a god, but what if he's just like the biggest fucking prick?
That
I'm
is
sure he
absolutely
is,
possible.
you
But
know?
that's actually sort of plays into my respect thing in terms of
Yeah.
his games is that he made some really wacky fucking shit.
No, for sure, and it's all great shit. But I mean, like, you know, say you head up the company like Konami and stuff, and you have to deal with somebody like this constantly, and he's just like a big prick, and he wants to do things his way, and you have like, you know, you got shit that needs to get done. I mean, you have to do certain things a
Yeah.
certain way, and he just won't fucking go with it.
I probably guarantee you that that's the story Konami tells.
Probably.
And imagine that the story Kojima tells is like, I'm making the games like one of the most popular franchises in the world. Get off my fucking nuts.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not going to put zombies in my game.
Right.
No, I'm not going to make it a time travel blah blah blah, you know.
Okay, now that I think about it, remember the dream sequence in MGS3?
Yeah, with the
With the
hack and
zombies?
slash kind of, yeah.
The kind of Devil May Cry looking thing?
yeah.
Don't tell me he was hinting at this the whole time.
No. I think that was more a predecessor to what Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance
Okay.
became.
Okay.
Did that ever drop?
I wouldn't know because
Revengeance?
I've
Yeah.
never.
Yeah.
I've
did.
never.
Yeah.
It's a good game too. It's not really a Metal Gear game.
It's
I
not-
own it
it's
for
not what
two
they-
systems.
It's not what they advertised.
I've never
right?
played any of the Metal Gear games.
It's almost exactly what they advertised.
Well, because they had a cut system in it.
Yes, yeah. And so you
Is
could
that still there?
yeah, it's still there. So you go up, you can hack, and then you can go into slow, and then specifically
Choose.
do the slice you need to do, which you would have to do on bosses because they would have shields that would only allow for
Yeah.
certain strikes and stuff like that.
That's really cool.
But it was also really
sounds cool.
fast paced, like Ninja
yeah.
Gaiden.
Right.
So yeah,
It's a dope game
for sure.
That's really cool.
But guys, yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, and Will, thanks for letting us do this over the year
Hey,
at your place,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Sure. Absolutely.
This is absolutely great. We're going to next week. We're going to show you hopefully the podcast meetup with Red Six Golden Corral, Chicks of Flicks, Good Trash Media,
You have
Every
Planeswalker
time you say
Asylum,
that,
You
I
have
think
a
you're saying
lot.
Chicks a dick.
Chicks with Flicks.
Check out Chicks a dick.
And then there was a
Chicks with Flicks.
dude.
and there's a dude
During
Chicks
the-
of Flicks with a dick.
What it looked like the scene from Deer Hunter where everybody was sitting around a really shitty table, but instead of playing Russian roulette, the Caldane actually made us buttons,
Yeah.
and we buzzed in.
Oh, yeah.
During the try hard.
That's kinda cool.
podcast tournament.
And listen to the Red Six in a week or two because they did, yeah. And little spoiler alert here, we had buttons that would light up. So Nick would read either a tagline or a quote from a movie, you know, like "It's about to get real," and then he would clear, which would then allow for everybody to hit. Chuck not only knew all of the like taglines and shit, but he was watching the clear, and so other people would be like, "I know it," bam, 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 and like hitting their thing, and Chuck would just sit there and just go, "Shk." And so for the first third of the game, like out of the 10 questions he asked, 8 of them were like angry cuddles because Chuck was timing his button press just
Wow.
spot fucking on.
That's a champion right
Yeah.
there.
What's
There's a clutch.
I'm not afraid to get
Last
into
movie you
systems
just
sometimes.
watched.
The last movie I just watched. It was The Secret Life of Pets.
Interesting. Chuck?
And it was not good.
No.
No.
I don't remember.
The last movie?
Yeah.
I saw Suicide Squad.
That was the last movie?
That might have been it.
Yep.
I
that
think
might
it
have
was
been
probably
it.
that.
Nice.
You?
What about you?
It was Gladiator.
That's a good one.
It's overrated.
Oh, you're
Oh,
stupid.
come the fuck on,
Oh,
Cal.
you're dumb.
Fisher3309 and Bad Brad 08. Thanks for coming by. We're shutting down now. But feel free to follow us. Feel free to join us next time. Check out our social media at the top of the screen: Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. It's all Angry Cuddles. Check out our webcomic at angrycuddles.com. My name is Steven.
My name is still Chuck.
My name is Gladiator.
Oh my god.
I have no name.
Willimus Maximus.
Yeah, Wilmus Maximus. Yeah, and I'm Calvinus over here. Jesus.
I prefer trees, Fisher.
And we will see you guys next time. Don't forget that you can follow Chuck, Will, Shark, and Calvin at their respective places there on the screen.
Woo!
Are you not entertained?
I will answer Fisher3309's question now real quick before we